Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a CVT here at DoveLewis. And today we're going to be doing some skull x-rays on a carpet python. So we're only going to be taking one photo on him today. The reason we're taking an x-ray is because he has a potential dislocated jaw. Snakes can always dislocate their jaw when they're eating, so they have a natural mechanism that will dislocate and then they can re-put it back in themselves. Unfortunately, he just was a little on the angry side and struck and hit the glass of his enclosure, and since then has not been able to close his jaw. So hopefully with an x-ray we can kind of see what's going on. So in order to do that, he again is angry. He doesn't want to stay still. So we did sedate him with some medications to get him sleepy. We used a combination of hydromorphone, ketamine, and dexmedetomidine. And with that, what we're going to do is we're gonna open up this pillowcase. He seems pretty lax. He is not really moving a whole lot anymore. We can jiggle him and he's not like trying to move his head around. His head is about right in here somewhere. So all we're gonna do is just try to find his head. Hi, no biting. See, he's still a little awake. No biting. So we may have to give him a little bit more time. We'll see how he does with this. We may have to gown up and stay in here with him. We'll see. But with most snakes, if you keep them in a pillowcase, you can do a lot of stuff to them. But you just have to keep their body in control. He's pretty long. He's probably what I would say is 7-8 feet. So he's a little on the leggy side. Don't mind my pun because he doesn't have legs. So he can be a little bit of a trouble child to keep together. What we're gonna do is I have his head in my hand. We're gonna grab him, introduce him to the world, and try to keep the rest of his body contained as best as possible. Usually when they're asleep, we can use some tape to hold their head down. And I would usually put the tape where my finger is, just to keep their neck straight. You don't want to necessarily push down on his head in any way, shape, or form because you could be messing with the location of the skull and the jaw. When you're doing a DV x-ray on any animal, you always want to make sure, again, that you're getting it as straight as possible. So with him, his jaw is open, his mouth is open because he can't close it all the way. So we're gonna put the tape behind his skull and just keep him there. We are probably going to pause for a second. Me and Nick are going to gown up appropriately, and then we'll probably hold him while we take the x-ray. So now that me and Nick are fully gowned up and ready to take x-rays on him, because he's not fully asleep under anesthetic, we are going to do our x-ray with us in the room. Usually when they are sedated, you can put them on the table, tape them in position, and then head out of the room and take your x-ray with minimal exposure to humans. But since he is being a little bit of a problem child, we're gonna put him down. For snakes, I do like to do a tabletop x-ray. So we're gonna have the plate sitting on top of the table just to get a lot better quality image. And then with this, again, just the same as if you were doing a dog or cat skull film. You wanna make sure you get them as straight as possible. Snakes don't have a whole lot of, okay, goodness gracious, of extra skin. It's just literally skin and then muscle. So you want to try to just get them straight visually as best you can. And then we are going to work on taping his head down. So I like to attach it to the back of their scales. I like using what's called paper tape. This tape comes off really easily. It does not damage their scales in any way, and it allows for you to still position them where you need them. So we're gonna do that. Still make sure you mark the right versus left side of their skull. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to know where you are at in your film. And then make sure you guys wear all of your equipment appropriately. So I'm going to try and flip hands here. Nope. Okay, fine. He's like, I'm gonna bite you. Come on, go straight again. Stay. stay. Just trying to, sometimes with snakes and reptiles, if they're not fully sedated, if you work with them, don't pull my plate away. If you work with them, not against them, you can sometimes use a little bit less restraint. Good job, bud. I know, relax. All right, so I'm gonna glove up. We're gonna take our picture and then we'll let the doctor look at it. What we're looking at when we take a snake x-ray is we're looking for some symmetry. I'm gonna rotate this so it looks a little better for you guys. So what we're looking at is just symmetry. Are your maxillary joints over here symmetrical? And are the orbital, what would be orbital in a dog or cat, symmetrical as well? And he looks pretty good. He looks pretty symmetrical. He's a little rotated. You can tell just by the mandible here. But I mean, overall, I feel like that looks pretty good. So we're gonna call it and have the doctor look at it, examine it, and go from there.